please welcome to address you the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chairman of the 5th Summit of the Americas, the Honourable Patrick Manning.
Heading to the podium now, Prime Minister Patrick Manning, the host of the Summit of the Americas for 2009. A proud moment for him, his country on display. Let's hear what he has to say. Patrick Manning, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Your Excellency, President George Maxwell Richards, first citizen of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and Dr. Jean Ramjohn Richards, Your Excellencies, Presidents and Prime Ministers of the Western Hemisphere gathered here in Port-of-Spain, heads of regional and international organizations, visitors to our shores for this very historic summit, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to begin by thanking my colleague heads of government for giving us the opportunity to host this 5th Summit of the Americas on behalf of the Caribbean community. I hope that at the end of it all, you will be satisfied enough to conclude that the confidence that you reposed in Trinidad and Tobago in according to us the signal honor has not been misplaced. Already, my dear friends, this summit is historic. We have among us the first female president of Chile, as we call it in Trinidad and Tobago, President Michelle Bachelet. We have among us, my dear friends, the first bishop to be appointed president of his country, Bishop Fernando Lugo of Paraguay. We have among us the first member of the indigenous community of Bolivia, President Evo Morales, elected president of his own country. I understand that President Morales has just come off of a 5-day hunger strike. So just against the possibility that he has not yet fully regained his strength, just like to let him know that we have a concoction here for him. We call it a corn soup. And if that does not do the job, we can invite him to join us either at Curab Junction or Debe Junction, if he prefers, for a doubles. I assure him that after he has participated in those culinary delights, he would want to describe himself as un hombre nuevo, or if he prefers, nuevecito de paquete. And of course, we have with us this evening President Barack Obama of the United States. And I would like to say to President Obama that we in Trinidad and Tobago watch with great interest his progress in that election campaign in the United States and the making of history as he was elected to that particular office, the exalted office of President of the USA, the first of his kind to be so elected. His presidency brings with it a tremendous amount of hope, and we here in Trinidad and Tobago share the positive anticipation of so many others all around the world that his administration will indeed be heralding the dawn of a new day. I will also like to thank the very distinguished President of Argentina, Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner, for the opportunity that I have been given to share a platform with her, to Daniel Ortega of Nicaragua, who I fondly refer to as Daniel, my brother, To my other brother from Central America, Dean Barrow of Belize, and of course, President Obama, it is a signal honor to share this platform this evening with these distinguished personalities of the Western Hemisphere and of the world. 1.5 years ago, my dear friends, when we began the discussions and the consultations in the Western Hemisphere designed to bring about a document that we call the Declaration of Port of Spain, which will be signed on Sunday, the situation existing in the world was very different from the situation that exists today. Within recent times, there has been the subprime crisis in the United States of America. There has been bank failures and a credit squeeze that has led to a shortage of financial resources for the conduct of trade and for the purposes of development. And we have seen a lot of countries, including most of the developed ones, go into a recession. We are heartened by the decisions taken by the G20 countries in in early April, not too long ago in London, when $1.1 trillion have been identified for recovery of one kind or the next. Half of $500 billion to the International Monetary Fund and $250 billion to the purposes of advancing trade and development. The problem, my dear friends, is how are these resources to be allocated? And if these resources go to institutions that are not the subject of reform, then I fear that developing countries can find themselves once again shortchanged in these recovery efforts, and that at the end of the day, the results will in no way reflect the extent of the contributions that have been made in that direction. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen, for us to take our leave of Bretton Woods and to create a new architecture of the international financial institutions designed to bring about a more equitable distribution of the resources that are available for distribution.